411 Live.
Where you can learn about issues that impact us every day. State of world, 411 Live.
Real people, real talk.
Made to help people in our community in every way. For your girl, 411 Live.
We are always growing, adapting. No matter how old you are, there's always something to learn about yourself. How much? Well, that depends on the effort that you're willing to put into the discovery. Hello, everyone. I'm Beverly Taylor, and this is the 411 Live. Real people, real talk. My guest today, very special guest, Krystal Reed, also known as Chris Speaks. She is the founder of Linking All Women. She is dedicated to helping women and girls discover the better part of themselves. And I'm excited to have her with me. Krystal, we were at a gathering, and we were talking, and you were telling me about all the things that you were involved in, and I was like, she needs to be on the 411 Live. We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
What you're doing, I was very impressed with, so much so that you had a summer program for girls, and my niece attended that.
She did.
I wanted her to attend that because I want her to be a well-rounded young lady. I want her to learn how to focus on the things that are important and not the things that can, hurt her, lower her self-esteem or, putting all that effort into that, which she shouldn't, and neglecting the things that she should.
Yes.
And I think that's what your organization is all about, for girls and for women.
For girls and women.
So that's why I like it, and that's why you're here.
Thank you.
So we're going to jump right on in here.
Okay.
And let's start with the Linking All Women personal development curriculum.
Yes.
I think it's important. I mean, I'm years older than you, but like I said at the beginning, there's always something to learn about myself. There's always room for growth. So tell me about the evolution, how we got to Linking All Women development.
Yeah, so I don't know why I always had this passion to want to support, help, mentor, coach, and empower women. But I do know, because it's a God-given, passion of mine. And so in creating the course, honestly, I thought it was going to be when I was a little bit more older and, maybe I had a little bit more experience. But God said the time is now. And so it was presented to me through him. I was able to design it, create it, and I'm happy because the time is now. So, although I'm still not as seasoned, I have lived a good life of, 35 years of experience and challenges and growth, and also had beautiful successes. And it's only because of God, the grace of God, that I'm here, that I'm able to share, that I'm able to empower. So I've always had that passion to support, to mentor, to coach and empower women. I come from a strong line of women, faith-filled women, women who are passionate, women who are educators, women who are teachers, preachers, leaders. That is the tree that I sit under. That's where I come from. That's probably also part of why I have that passion to want to help women and girls to grow and glow. And so the course I launched last summer. Okay. And it's 8 components, 8 core areas in the program. And it's support me, commitment to learning, social competencies, learning about diversity, your expectations, time. How do you manage your time? How do you manage your finances? Positive identity, which I think is very important in this time as we have social media and things have changed. Yeah. We talk about positive values. And then the last core area is empowerment. So women and girls have the opportunity to engage into all these core areas, or they can look at it and they can say, Krystal, you know what? I want to work on this particular area. I want to grow more in support because I didn't have all the support growing up.
So you're saying that the curriculum can be tailor-made to
can be definitely
your needs.
Yes, I designed it to be tailor made because we are all different as women and girls. We all have different needs, and honestly, everyone, like as it relates to support, I had a lot of support. Although I had a lot of support, I still had trials, and I still had tribulations, and I still had hardships. So we all experienced that. But because I had a lot of support, if I were to look at the curriculum, that probably wouldn't be a core area that I personally will focus on as a woman. And to be honest and open and transparent, one of the core areas I believe I had to grow in all of them, and I experienced, all of them. But time, how do I manage my time and how do I manage my finances? If someone were to ask me, Chris, what's a core area for you that was a growth area, it would be time. Managing, not really my time per se. I'm a pretty disciplined woman, but managing my finances and, getting to the place where, I'm truly responsible and how to manage it. I wouldn't say I was necessarily just truly careless, but okay, making sure you just pay this when it needs to be paid, not letting things build up. And so I'm confident and grateful today that I have, I wouldn't say like I've conquered that and I'm just, the best at it. But I'm nowhere where I used to be. My credit is nowhere where it used to be. And so I'm thankful for that. And so that's what I want women and girls to benefit from. Look at the core areas, figure out where you need to grow in, and then say, you know what, okay, let me take some, a course, let me take that core area. Let me grow in that. Let me develop some skills in that. And you have to be passionate about that. You have to want to grow. I chose to grow. I was able to design this course, this curriculum, not only because I have a passion for women and girls, but because I chose to do it myself. Every core area, everything that I have put together, every lesson, everything, a part of the course, that is because I've chosen to do it myself and I live what I teach.
Now, and saying that, that's all good. So this program is built on personal experiences, things you have observed with these wonderful women who are in your life. But you're 35. Somewhere back there, you said, I need a personal growth journey here. People live their lives, they think about their finance and stuff like that, but just to just think and focus on, I'm going to be a better me. What got you to that point?
Honestly, because I just wanted better. I always had something into me to want to be better, want to continue to grow and to not be stagnant. And I value time.
Yeah.
I value time. We don't know when our time is, when God is going to say, that's it. And so I always value time. I wanted to be careful with it, the people, places, and things that I do. And so about 7-8 years ago, that is where I just, God really downloaded into me what my purpose was. And so that in getting that, and then in creating Lincoln All Women, that's where it kicked in. So then over the course of the years, of me growing and exploring and meeting people and, things like that, that is where it kicked in. But yes, I would say about 7 or 8 years ago where I tapped into, okay, I'm going to take it to the next level. And really for me, it was just a thing of, God, I want to be better. I want to be better in my communication. As a young woman, I wasn't the most vulnerable woman. I was not a young woman that always expressed how I felt.
Most vocal.
Yeah, I was not the most vocal, and still today I'm introverted. I have that introversion side of me, but in the work that I do, the extroversion comes out. So in that, there were certain areas in my life I said, okay, I want to grow in it, or I want to speak up more. And so Chris Speaks, that's where the name comes from. It's because I told God, I said I would speak.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to speak. I knew that I had a lot in me. I knew that he gave me a lot. I knew the gifts that he's given me. I didn't know how I was going to, roll it out.
Right.
And so now I do. But, at that time, I didn't know. So that is why Chris Speaks is the name Chris Speaks because I didn't want to speak.
Yeah.
That wasn't my thing to speak and be a public speaker, even though I know he gifted me to be a great communicator. But my preference was always to just be behind
Behind the scenes,
yeah,
kinda. Yeah.
in a way, And so my purpose has challenged me, and your purpose will challenge you. Your, this course, the personal development, it is going to challenge you. But you're doing what you're supposed to do. When you're doing it to, please God. First, I please God.
Yeah, that's
and man
most
benefits.
It pushing it out, the challenges that you mentioned. For some women going through this, do you run into something where they have a personal barrier to moving forward? They have to have a breakthrough to get there.
Right.
How do you help them?
Depending on if I experience what they experience, I've been fortunate, and I told you before, I've been fortunate where I have been blessed where there are so many stories that I carry with me from women. And, that's a blessing that God has given. That's trust. That's what it is. So depending on what the situation is, it's one-on-one when we're talking it out. I've dealt with and, coached and counseled women who've dealt with abuse. Various different things. And so I don't take what I do lightly. I take it very seriously. I know we live in a world of empowerment now. And some people monetize it in a way where they don't have the heart for it, but I do. This is the story of my life. I really want to see women and girls be well and live well. Yeah. And I believe that we have to start at a young age, and so then when you do hit those pitfalls and things like that, you have a personal plan that can help you to get back on to the right course.
Right.
I had a great upbringing, but I also had challenges.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter if your upbringing was bad or good. Something's going to pop off in your life.
Right. Exactly.
And so then what do you do? How do you manage that? What do you do to troubleshoot? You need a plan. You need to have a spiritual plan. You need to have an emotional plan. You got to have a plan for how you're going to deal with in life, how you're going to engage with people, how you're going to tackle certain things. And I believe and I know a lot of times, I was looking at the data and what's going on in our city, particularly Milwaukee, but it's going on in a lot of cities. It's going on everywhere. Miami, everywhere, the domestic violence.
Yes.
And so a lot of times women, we're not equipped. And that's why we're in these situations, because we have never been equipped to deal with certain things, to deal with certain men, to attract what we should be attracting. And we go into these situations out of need, out of desperation, out of love, and all of these different type of things. So it's not that nothing is going to happen to you. I designed this plan. I do the work to help you to manage what you're doing in life. This is a personal development plan. You can look back at 60 and say, you know what? These are the affirmations I've been using since I was 30. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not here to say once you take my course, that yes, your life is not going to be the same. I mean, it's going to be better, but it's not to say that nothing ever will happen to you.
Right.
This is like your personal development Bible.
Okay.
That you need to go and you need to look at, okay, how do I manage this? How do I deal with that? Right. Okay, what do I need to do for this? Because we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses.
Yes, we do.
And like in the Bible, when I believe it was Paul, can you take this away from me?
Oh, yeah.
And nah, he said, I ain't going to take that away from you.
Take that thorn, yeah.
No, I ain't going to take that thorn. You're going to have to carry that. And so even when we get healed, there's still stuff that Chris has to carry. Because God know, you know what I'm saying? I'll pop off. He like, So there's still stuff that you have to carry even when you get healed. But the beauty is when you choose to trust God's plan and when you choose to do it his way and tap into your purpose, you're able to manage that.
I think one of the things that I've come to to realize and focus on is reframing those challenges. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to come. Sometimes they're going to hurt, like, you know what?
Yeah.
But if we can look at those challenges as this is a learning tool, because this is going to make me stronger.
Right.
This is going to make me persevere. This is going, one day, this thing that I am struggling with is going to help me in the future because I made it through it back then. I can make it through it now.
And when you keep making it, when something else comes up, you like, okay, I can do it. It'll be hard, but you like, if I got through that, then I can get through this, and I can get through that. Yeah.
Yeah. If we could just reframe those challenges.
Reframe. I do like that. Reframe it, because it does make you better. Mm-hmm. And I would say, another moment of transparency. I'm not trying to have no challenge. I'm not trying to deal with this or deal with that. I used to tell God that, or I will avoid certain things because I know that it would present a challenge, or I would have to face conflict. But you have to know how to deal with conflict. It is inevitable.
Oh, yeah.
It's inevitable. So you have to know how to deal with it. You have to have the language to know how to troubleshoot through and talk it out, because you're going to have conflict with family. You're going to have conflict with your partner, with your mate. You're going to have conflict with your children and friends. And how do you deal with that? You cannot avoid it. You cannot not talk about it and think that it's going to go away. It's a part of life.
Great. That's a good time for us to take a break. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk to Krystal Reed a little bit more about this curriculum, some of the other things she's doing too, because this woman is busy. So stay with us. This is the 411 Live. Real people, real talk.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry.
Yeah.
And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
We don't cry. We gon' take our piece of the
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to the 411 Live. We're talking to Krystal Reed, also known as Chris Speaks, about linking all women, a development curriculum that she has for young girls and women. And when we stopped, we were talking about different things that will happen in people's lives, the struggles, and how you overcome them, move forward. Don't let those things, push you back, set you back, get up, brush yourself off, move on. With your program has 8 core areas, I should say. In dealing with the women that you do, what seems to be the 1 or 2 most popular core areas that women go, I need this one?
Yeah. I would say positive identity. Positive identity, and I would say time. Because I think about even when as I interview women, and talk to women, in general, we're always talking about we have this going on, and we have so much going on as women, and how do we manage our time? And then, how do you manage your finances? And some of us, with our finances, we can be a mess, we might prefer a purse over a cooked meal. Some of us have our struggles. So time, and I would say time and positive identity, which is core area 5 and core area 6, which I would say is that I would believe is popular, but also which is needed based off what's going on in the society today. And when you think about, you see social media and the identity. I mean, when I was growing up, we just didn't have all that pressure. And then when you were growing up, I mean, it's so much. It is too much to consume.
Yeah.
And for you to be a confident, strong, young woman, woman in general, to have your head on straight and not feel that, you don't have to do this in order to be beautiful. I mean, it's a lot going out there. So
is.
you need to be rooted in something. You need to know who you are.
When we talk about the positive identity, I would think that is something that is a struggle for the young girls too. Because like you said, we didn't have, well, with me anyway, I didn't have all the social media, the Facebook, and, when I was growing up, I didn't have those things coming at me all the time, Snapchat and chat and all that. And I look at my son and he's always on there. The thing is pinging all the time.
You could tell him to turn them notifications off.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I would think it's harder for young girls now.
Much harder. Yeah. I couldn't imagine much, especially as it relates to to relationships between them and the opposite sex. You see certain stuff, even our age, your age, all women. You see certain stuff. People say social media breaks up relationships. I don't necessarily agree with that. I just think that it puts a highlight on certain things. Because if it broke it up, it was kind of already broken. So like, these platforms highlight who people really are. Yeah. I really don't believe as much as when people say I just post and, that ain't really me. I don't really believe in that, and I'm not knocking, like, yes, you can post things that's funny and all of that type of stuff. But who you are, what you share is who you are.
Yeah, it stays with you.
And it stays with you. And so, yeah, that identity, we have to teach our young women, whatever you're putting out in the, social media world, it is up for grabs. People can screenshot your picture. Yeah. So whatever certain picture you post, be okay with it. People can look you up. People can, it's so much that people can do nowadays. I cared about my personal brand before the whole brand thing was even popularized in today, and we used to have things like that, and we still do. In a sense, you have to just find those programs where you're teaching girls how to carry yourself. These are the type of things that you should be doing. Or you have debutantes and, programs and things like that. Like those young women, we have to make sure that they are connected to that. If you are a woman of faith and you go to church, you need to make sure that your young lady is connected. She should be involved in certain things that is going to keep her rooted. So when all of these things are coming at her, right, she knows how to decipher what is good, what is not good, what I should say and what I should not say. And you're not going to always know what to say or what to do. And that's when you have wisdom. You can have people around you, whether it's your mom or whether it's your aunt, with your niece. I've had a great experience with my aunt. She was a great sounding board for me. So people, they have to have people. You got to have a sounding board in your life. I think a lot of times, too, the whole village piece, our kids, they don't really have that as much. And so they're just wondering. They don't know. And so we can't always, they're different today.
Right.
They are.
Right.
They're much more challenging. They're much more fearless. They think they got 2 to 3 lives to live.
Right. You had the summer program for the girls. What all did you tackle in that time?
So what we did in the summer program, basically I did an overview of the course.
Okay.
So I covered all core areas, but in an overview type of way, so they can be familiar with the core areas. Okay, support me, empowerment. They're familiar with it, and then they're familiar with what each core area means and how it can benefit them. And so I was able to give the girls tools too. Okay, here's a time management sheet. This is a time management tracker sheet. How do you manage your time with school, work, family, all of that? And so, you may think, oh, they're young, but I mean, learning it now, at this age. And I mean, I have a niece that's 4 years old and she can work these phones, all that type of stuff. So they know.
Right.
They know, you know, and so we can't be afraid to put it in their face. We can't be afraid to share information with them. Of course, you do it in a way that is tailored
Appropriate,
towards
right.
them. That is
Yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah.
I don't believe, and I was not raised, you're just laying anything on them. Well, they gonna hear it anyway. Nah, that ain't how we roll. Like you need to have some discretion. You need to have something about how you present information to young women.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went over the core areas, and I was so delighted to have your niece a part of it. And she shared what she wanted to work on, and we were able to I was able to open the door for that. So my prayer is that the girls will be able to go back and look at the material, and like myself, years later, they can say, oh, I was in this program, I was in Grow Girl Summer.
Yeah.
And this helped me, because you never forget like what you participated in, as a young person. You never forget. Even you may not practice what you've experienced, but you do not forget. In some way, you may tap into it. It's up to you to tap into it to be better.
Yep.
But you never forget your experiences.
Yeah, because I can think of people in my life, adults, when I was really, really young, and they gave me some good advice, and it has helped me to this day.
Really?
So you just don't know what those golden nuggets are, and girls who are 13, you plant those seeds, and it carries on and it grows with them. So you just never know.
By the time you're in high school, I mean, you're kind of who you are, and you just, evolving. But that foundation is important, and that is why I have the girls component, because the foundation is important.
Yeah.
Get it, then, so then you'll be able to carry it through when you 25, somebody broke your heart, and you like, okay, now what I do with this? Because either I want to just go crazy, or how do I manage this?
Absolutely. So somebody listening, and it's a woman, who a businesswoman, entrepreneur, or whatever, an adult woman, or a mother who's thinking, this is something that my daughter could really utilize. What do they need to do to get in touch with you?
Yes. So in order to participate in the course, to enroll, you will reach out to info@linkingallwomen.com. And I can create a personalized plan for you if you want to do one-on-one. Or you want to do your open, if it's your church or your school organization, then I come in and do that as well. You can do one-on-one, or I definitely do group discussions and courses.
I can tell you're enjoying it too.
I do, and sometimes when you do certain stuff, because how I roll with God, I be like, for real, you got me, that's how I talk,
Right.
It's conversation like that to me. So I say, you really got me out here doing, but I really believe when we are better, the world is better, our home is better, we can be better with our partners and our kids and all that, we are nation builders. Women, we are amazing. Like if you don't understand the power that you have as a woman, and not to where you use it on a man and you use it to get what you want, but just understand how God made a woman.
Yeah.
And that's my thing too. And I went on that discovery because I wanted to know. Tell me, how, what's unique about us? Why did you make us this way? And so that is what women need to understand. Right. Tap into that. Don't be so focused on why men are the way they are, and they do this and they do that and this and this and that. I understand. I've been hurt before by a man. I get it.
Yeah.
But I
think it's like God grow me up.
Yeah. Because we've hurt them too. So we can go tit for tat. But when you know who you are in God, that you gotta up. You gotta up on people. And it's not just you want to have an up on people, but you it's important to know who you are. So don't get so focused, is what I want to tell women and girls.
Okay, Krystal.
On, you could go, I'm so sorry.
Well, you know what? We could have another podcast on that whole area that you just went into. But our time is up.
Oh, sorry about that.
Know, and it goes so fast, doesn't it? Listen, thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate your vision and your commitment and your passion for this.
Thank you for bringing me on.
Oh, yeah. So this is Krystal Reed, founder of Linking All Women. Check out her program. You won't regret it. And thank you for joining us for another episode. Remember, we're a nonprofit organization, so if you are so inclined to help us, go to our website, the411live.org. I'm Beverly Taylor. Until next time, this is the 411 Live. Real people, real talk. If you would like to check out past episodes, there are many ways. Go to your favorite podcast platform. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Like and watch us on Facebook. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have suggestions for future episodes, go to our website, the411live.org.